Eyewitness News, Chicago's #1 news at 10. Eyewitness News, the Chicago area's leading news, with John Drury, Mary Ann Childrers, Tim Weigel, and Jerry Tagg.
A frigid lake and a frosty wind that just won't break. The Arctic air is here, bringing with it the coldest night in Chicago in nearly a decade. Good evening. The city, the suburbs, and much of the Midwest are in the deep freeze tonight, and the winds are making it feel much worse. We're under a wind chill warning, with wind chills expected to make it feel like 65 degrees below zero overnight in some parts of the area. Those are dangerous numbers for people who have to work outdoors, like firemen tonight, battling an extra alarm fire on Chicago's South Side. Fire and ice combining to make it difficult for firefighters. Channel 7's Kent Ninomiya is on the scene with the story. Kent?
John, it's been brutal for anyone who's had to be outside tonight, especially the firefighters who have been battling this blaze all evening. It just doesn't seem to want to end. There's a lot of fuel inside the building, and it just keeps on burning. If you take a look behind me, look at this fire engine. There are icicles dripping off of it. Just about anything except the flames that the water hits freezes on impact, and that includes the firefighters.
You just keep warm. That's when you get ice on you, I think you get warmer because it acts as an insulation on you.
This fire is a double tragedy on a night like this. People escaping the deadly heat of the flames, forced to run out in the dangerously brutal cold. 26 more people are now out on the streets in negative double-digit temperatures, including this family, with all their worldly possessions packed into their car.
Well, I just heard a noise on my back porch, and I looked out and was nothing but flames.
Many are resorting to space heaters tonight, often because landlords refuse to keep their apartments at the required 63 degrees overnight. Mike Babich is one of 24 building inspectors checking apartment temperatures. He says he may respond to a record number of calls this evening.
Tonight's been terrible. I was downtown at 6:30 today and I haven't stopped, and it's probably close to 8 o'clock now, and it's about the coldest I've felt.
In this apartment, Mike finds a broken gas heater. He says he'll take the landlord to court if he doesn't fix it soon. But the tenant, Norma Hanford, says her landlord refuses to do it, even though she's homebound with a sprained knee.
He hasn't responded to cut on the heat. He was supposed to cut it on yesterday. He hasn't been back.
At least the pizza
Trophy stolen. I have had my boots kicked, my blades slashed, my tape stolen, anything to get me not competing against other people. You know, the sport may seem civilized, but there are a lot of kids with emotional problems in this sport. This is a money sport, let's put it that way. It's very expensive. The skates are expensive, the coaching is expensive, the costumes are expensive, everything is expensive in this sport, and people want money.
Well, let's go to a happier subject. Bob Love got his number retired, his jersey at the stadium. Mark Schanowski is standing by with the story, and Mark, the Bulls made it a happy ending, didn't they?
Well, Tim, as you mentioned, it was a great night all around here at Chicago Stadium. The Bulls rallied from a 13-point deficit to beat a very good Utah team, 107-91. Well, one of the great guys in Chicago sports, Bob Love, had his uniform number 10 retired in a very special pregame ceremony.
Guys, I love each and every one of you, and I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to play here in the greatest city on earth, Chicago, Illinois, in front of the greatest fans in the world. And I would just like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Karl Malone posts up on As for the game itself, the Bulls really picked up their intensity on the defensive end of the second half. Karl Malone gets stuffed inside, and Pete Myers takes it all the way in, putting the home team up 54-51. The Bulls got a big lift from Steve Kerr and John Paxson off the bench. Kerr was just deadly from the outside, scoring 20 points. And Tony Kukoc played his best game in a couple of weeks with 16 off the bench. The Bulls won this one going away, 107-91. The Bulls are now 22-11 on the year. They have an even tougher game coming up tomorrow night against the Houston Rockets. As you know, the Rockets got off to the best start in the NBA. They're now 28-6 on the year. But if the Bulls get good bench play from Kerr, Paxson, and Kukoc, no reason they can't win again. Reporting live from Chicago Stadium, Mark Schanowski, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Tim?
All right, Mark. Well, what a busy night in sports. The Detroit Red Wings 9-3 over Dallas. The Rangers beat Philadelphia 5-2. And in college basketball, the proposed black coaches boycott has been postponed for this weekend. And Davis Love shot a 60 today out in Hawaii. If that makes you feel any warmer. He was as hot as the weather out there.
That ain't bad.
3 eagles and 6 birdies.
Pretty good.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Tim. We'll be back in just a moment.
We created a whole new automotive category. Brought the American Roadster back up to speed. And reshaped the four-door sedan. You could say we've changed all the rules. Makes you wonder what we'll think of next. The new Dodge.
Some people say, to pamper a woman, she should have nothing but roses and phone calls twice a day. They're thinking too small. The furs of Marshall Fields.
Save 50% on $5 million worth of furs during Marshall Fields half-price fur sale and clearance. State Street, Old Orchard, Water Tower, Woodfield, Oakbrook, and River Oaks. Marshall Fields half-price fur sale and clearance Thursday through Sunday only.
We have a lot of dreams for our family.
For years, the Haydens have had their life insurance with American Family.
Our daughter, Ashley, a new home. That's a lot of responsibility.
What's this? A fish? Very good.
I think about our future every day.
Loyalty, the mark of satisfied customers.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for an American Family agent near you.
Some more good news from Toyota, a new twist on reliability.
We have a choice on what cars we deliver. I always pick Toyota.
If the first car off doesn't start, nothing gets delivered. That's the bad news. Toyota Start, that's the good news.
This month, your Toyota dealers have more good news, like a lease on a 94 Corolla for a lower monthly payment than last year. Over 25 years of Toyota Corolla dependability at no extra cost. See your Toyota dealer. Isn't it about time you have some good news for a change?
Finally, Chelsea Clinton's big day in Moscow. While that big state dinner was in progress tonight, Chelsea was arriving at the circus. She was entertained in fine Moscow style. First, the grand entrance of the performers, but also a little sign of jet lag. Some interesting performances by the poultry set, and the acrobats were next. They were flying pretty high. Chelsea, however, was nodding off. But you can't blame her. World travel does difficult things to time and sleepy little girls. So.
And some adults. Well, that's our report for tonight. I'm John Drury.
And I'm Mary Ann Childrers. For Tim Weigel, Jerry Taft, and everyone at Channel 7, have a great weekend. Stay warm. See you Monday.
Meet America's sports heroes on the Arete Awards for Courage in Sports.
The Arete Awards, Saturday night at 6 on Channel 7. When the weather gets really cold and the snow just keeps on falling, Chicago turns to Channel 7 News.
The cold is definitely the big story tonight.
You can count on the Eyewitness weather team for your complete updates.
What will not be rising are the temperatures this afternoon.
Plus an up-to-the-minute forecast that's right on target.
We'll see some snow starting to arrive probably late tomorrow morning.
Don't get caught out in the cold. Watch the Eyewitness weather team tomorrow, only on Channel 7 Eyewitness News.